I often find myself between two worlds in my mind, between two perceptions of myself, between this idea of my own greatness, my own intelligence, of my own ability. And then I am often confronted with the reality of my own insignificance. It's very difficult for me to reconcile these two ideas in my mind. First of all, I recognize the importance of self-assuredness. I recognize that I believe it's part of who I am to be a little full of myself. I think, at least in my mind, I don't think it often affects my own actions, although I do think it's a reality of my thoughts, just as I believe it's a reality of many people's thoughts, if not most people's thoughts, that we're better than what we are. But I'm able to understand how lacking I am. And it's difficult for me. It's very difficult. I desire things. I see a future, a world ahead of me. And yet I'm fearful that I'm going to be unable to capture that. That it's out of my reach. That everything I want is beyond what is possible for me, that I'm not good enough. But this is what I have overcome. As I sit and speak about this now, this is the idea which I have overcome. At least conceptually, at least in a broad way, and at least in which, at least to the extent, at least, it has proliferated my life, throughout my life, rather. I no longer believe that I have no value. I no longer believe this. I believe that I have value as a human being. I believe that my existence is warranted. I believe that there's a purpose to my existence. That is the main thing. I believe there is purpose. It's an interesting and delicate balance, it seems, between giving in to fate and what either God or the universe or whatever you perceive this to be has in store for you, or, well, yes, and feelings not only of inadequacy, but of the fear and anxiety of in my mind, I want things to be true. I want this to be my future. I want this to be my purpose. But what if it's not? Right? What if it's not? I'll be clear, as I in the future shall understand myself in the past. My goal currently is to go to Princeton, right? That's my goal. That's what I desire. And I'm doing everything I believe I need to do. And more, I'm doing everything I can. Everything that is not only natural to me, but what seems to be the step I should take. I'm failing in many ways to be the person I want, I envision for myself. I realize now why time and age truly do generate wisdom. I realized my own lack of some of this wisdom. I'm scared. I'm scared. I have never had emotions beyond, I would say, sadness. Feelings of inadequacy. My whole life. It's always this feeling of not being worthy. Always trying to be the right person, the better person, right? I felt like I don't have any value, so I need to be, the one who makes the decision, which is correct, because I don't have the value to not do that. Right? So, somebody upsets me, does something which should anger me. I don't deserve, and I don't have the ability to get angry. Maybe there's a second where I am, but I use my mind, the power of my reasoning, to turn it into inadequacy, to force myself to be the bigger person. Imagine that, a 12-year-old being the bigger man than their adult, their father. But that's what happens when you don't value yourself. I don't know how to now, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to act like. I think truly I have been an actor. I find myself easily slipping into other roles, into people who I could be, people I see. I mean, I don't know who I really am. I don't know what I am. I don't know. I don't. Because it's not something I have ever had the privilege of living. Who I am is the sum of all the actions before, the sum of the experiences. Just as we are all the sum of the experiences. I have this belief that we simply cannot perceive or comprehend the complex layers of cause and effect rather, that create what we perceive as reality, what we perceive as choice. In reality, there is no choice. It's all because of what has come before. You're making a choice in your mind based off of the decisions and the experiences before, and when you go against what you know is correct, you're doing this again because your life has shown you or told you that that is okay, or told you somehow your history has shown what your future will be. Just be a good person, guys.